Hi everyone. I wanted to spend some time with you today talking a little bit about ketosis, what it is it safe, how do I do it, how do I tell if I'm in it, all those fun questions. So first of all, what is ketosis? Ketosis is the state at which the body goes from using sugar as its energy source to now using fat as its energy source. And what we are trying to accomplish is we are trying to get it to use fat that's already stored on the body as a source of fuel. And that's where we get our weight loss from. So how does the body do it exactly? Basically, what we've been doing, especially here in the US, is we've gone from eating real food, whole food, to using very highly processed food that is calorically dense and nutritionally void, and our bodies struggle to keep up. So they put on extra weight. Our body says, listen, I don't need all of these extra calories. I don't need all this extra energy. I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to go ahead and convert it to fat and store it on the body for later use. The problem is we don't use it later. We just put on more and more weight. We feel worse and worse. We get more and more hungry, and the cycle just repeats itself. So the body does it in a couple of ways. Actually, the only way. I'm going to keep it really simple. The biggest way is what ends up happening is the liver does thousands of things. The biggest one is it kind of cleans and filters a lot of what's happening in the body. And it also is kind of a storage house, and it can store glucose. It can store sugar to be used by the body when it needs it. And it can store sugar for several days. So the goal of what it is that we're trying to do by eating ketogenically is we're trying to deplete the liver of that stored glucose so that it has to go into its fat stores and start pulling from them in order to function and work properly. So the big question I always get is it safe? Is this something that, is going to hurt me or harm me? No, it's natural. It is the way the body functions. It's the way the body has functioned, unfortunately. We just haven't made it do it because of the way that we've been eating. So we're going to think of the bears in the wintertime when they hibernate. They're in ketosis. They've spent all spring getting nice and fat. They go to sleep. They burn their own body fat. That's ketosis. When you're sleeping at night, technically you're in a very minor state of ketosis because you're going several hours without eating, and the body has to find kind of its own source of fuel. So it may not quite go into its fat stores, but it definitely uses what the liver has stored in expectation of not being fed. So it is natural. It is not harmful if done properly and not done for an extended period of time. And it is completely safe for most individuals. And I say that, again, remember, this is in no way, shape, or form, this information should be used to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any type of ailments. And you should always consult your physician before you start a program. But for most patients, overwhelmingly, yes, it is safe. And again, it's something the body naturally does. So you can't really fight what nature is supposed to do. So another big question I get is people say, well, how do I know if I'm in ketosis? Like, is there a way to check, or do I feel a certain way? How do I kind of find those markers of knowing if I'm in a ketogenic state? Yes, there are a ton of different ways to kind of know if you're in or not in ketosis. The easiest way, in my opinion, the most cost efficient, one of the most accurate ways is through ketone bodies in your urine. And what does that mean? That means that there are ways to be able to check based on 3 different ways: blood, breath, or urine. Urine's the most cost efficient and the one that we're going to use primarily. There's ways to check to see if ketone bodies are being released into the urine. So they go through a thing called a keto strip or a keto stick. You can buy them on Amazon. Sometimes you can find them at Walmart or Target. Any place that typically has some kind of a pharmacy will have them, because diabetics will use them. You can find keto strips. You pass them through a stream of urine, and they change color based on if you are or are not into ketosis. So those ketones that are being released through your urine, they're a byproduct, or what we consider a waste product of fat breakdown. It's a indicator of whether or not the body is breaking down fat and using it as a source of fuel. I want you to think of it this way, and we're going to use this analogy a lot during the time that we're together. But I want you to think of it this way. It's very similar to the way that your car works. You put gas in your fuel tank, your engine breaks down the gas, it kind of like the body breaks down fat, and then your car emits a byproduct or a waste product out your tailpipe, which is called exhaust. It's very similar to the body releasing a byproduct or a waste product out of your urine. Those are the ketone bodies. So I hope that answers a little bit of your questions. And I feel like I was going to say something else, and now I can't think of what it is. But next, we're going to start talking about how to get into ketosis, the process by which you need to be able to do it. It's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of you that have tried to do keto in the past. And I'm super excited to be able to share that information with you. So again, all I ask, share. The more people, the better. The more questions we can get, the more explanations I can give. And I'm excited to work with all of you guys kind of from a distance. Thanks.